Hey y'all, this is Grizz here at Windmill Farms in North Mississippi. As some of y'all know, we do our own brewing here at the house. We brew everything from beers. We also have our own venting where we make our own wine, and we do our own meadery. We make our own mead. Some of y'all have left me comments on a couple of videos that I've done on some wines that we had coming up that y'all would like to see some more of how to do it and the basic equipment to get started with. Well, one of the basic equipments that you need, especially when it comes to beer with all the grains and stuff that you're using, is called a mash tun. Don't know where that name come from. I'm not even going to try to lie to you and tell you I do. Don't know. I just know it's called a mash tun. Now you can, if you got the money, you can go out and buy a brand new mash tun. These things are big. They're stainless steel. They're as big as this 10-gallon cooler I've got right here. They're expensive. Some of them go from like $185 up to like $350 depending on if it has a temperature gauge on it and everything else, okay? Buddy, I ain't got that kind of money. I'm going to show you us poor folk way of making a mash tun. This is the most expensive part right here. This is a 10-gallon cooler from Home Depot. It's $49. Alright? Now, if you've ever had one of these beverage coolers, you know that there's this push button spigot at the bottom down here. And it's held in place inside by a nut. Now, in order to get the rest of this kit, which I'll show you here in a minute, in here, I've got to get that out of place first. So I'm going to turn this thing around here where I can grab it both inside and outside. If it will loosen up. There we go. Ooh, that was a tight fit, people. Most of the time, these beverage coolers just come right apart, no problem. That one was a little, tighter than normal. All right. Now, you see that it's just the hole through the plastic down here, okay? Ooh, this thing's dirty on the inside. We're gonna have to wash it out good. Now, the rest of this kit is an actual mash tun kit. You have your mesh bottom that keeps the grains from getting in your nozzle. You have your transfer tube, and then you have your lock washer tube, and then you have your ball valve out here on the end, okay? It's going to go together just like this. This will be inside, this will be inside, or through the wall, okay? Now, as you see, this thing fits right down in there, okay? Let me turn it up on the side. Alright, now with that being said, this nut, flat washer, and also the O-ring go in the inside. Now what you do is you feed the tube from the outside, you put your O-ring on, put your flat ring on, push everything up as tight as you can. It's not going to fit 100%. And then well, if I can get the big nut started, you put the big nut on and you go on. All right, here we go. Sorry, it took me just a second to get it to get started. Alright, now that I've got that on, I'm going to show you what it looks like down in there. See how you got the rubber washer, the flat washer, and then the nut behind it. Okay? Now, if you notice, there was a threaded piece on there that's a little bit smaller than the main piece. Alright? That the smaller threaded piece, goes with this compression fitting here and this will just go up on there. Now, I've left it a little bit loose here because you need a little wiggle room to get this in, okay? Now, to put this in, sorry, I'm trying to put it to where y'all can see. You got to go in at an angle and get it underneath, okay? Then you get it back like that. Now, all that's left is getting the two to line up. And getting it threaded. Now, I'm going to take my pliers, and these are just slip joint pliers, crescent wrenches, whatever you got will work, okay? Alrighty, now you can see that mash tune is in the bottom down there. Notice this turned a little bit. What I'm going to do is, it turned when I was tightening that other one. I'm going to hold the big nut on the inside, and I'm going to push this up until it's straight up and down. Now, I'm not going to actually put a thermometer in this. You can. If you can find a thermometer that goes up, you know, like a barbecue thermometer, you know, the one that you get that has the little thing, you can actually drill a hole about right in here, put it in, use the same technique where you have a rubber washer on the inside, flat washer, and then a nut to pull it up tight. You can actually put a thermometer in one of these, okay? Most of the time, what I'm doing is my thermometer reading is done on the stove or wherever I'm cooking. It's not done in the mash tune. But you can easily do that. Now, that was how quick that was. You have a mash tune so that when you put your grains in here, you put your hot water in here, and then toward the end when you're wanting to spurge, when you catch your water down here and pour back in to get as much as the sugars out of your grain as you possibly can, you just simply open that valve up, catch it, close it. Makes for that screen and everything, makes for a much easier way to brew your beer. This whole setup was about basically $50 for the cooler, and I think $75 for the kit, and the kit's well worth it, okay? You get it from a brew shop, it's well worth it. You maybe find it cheaper on Amazon, I don't know. I just happen to go to my local brew shop in Tupelo, Trost and Prost, where Mark has his shop at, and I bought it from Mark because he's never led me wrong on anything whenever I've had a question or I needed a tool or whatever. So, y'all, that's about as simple as it was. Less than 10 minutes we had a mash tune made. Now it's ready to put some grains into and start brewing some beer. I'll bring that video to you as soon as we get it started here in a little bit, alright? But it'll probably be a couple of days before I actually post that video. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative. If you've got any questions about it, please ask in the comments below. I read all the comments. I love reading y'all's comments. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you think that a friend of yours might need this information because they're wanting to get into brewing, by all means, share it with them on YouTube, please. And yeah, we're going to have a blessed day here, and we're going to hope you have a blessed day. And as always, be safe.